So I've decided to treat myself on my own personal rig with a graphics card upgrade, and this is the graphics card that I've purchased. Now I know that it's a bit exciting time at the moment for graphics cards, and with all the new ones coming out, you would say that you should wait until, well, at least the end of this week, next week, to be able to pick something up. But I was running with a reasonably old card anyway. I had a GTX 1560, but it was one of those mini versions. I was waiting for new graphics cards for a long time. I didn't really like the way that Nvidia have treated their fan base with the release of the 3000 series. So I decided to stick with AMD, and I'm not usually one of those people that jump onto the next generation as soon as it comes out. So I kept my eyes open for a good deal on one of these, and I managed to pick it up. So this is a Gigabyte AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT. And the reason I opted for this model was I did a lot of watching of videos of reviews, and I like to have things that are pretty clean, stable, and are not going to give me any trouble. So I don't mind about all fancy RGBs for my own personal system. I don't want anything that's massively overclockable. I don't really overclock anyway. I just wanted something that worked, and on a lot of the reviews this thing came out on top quite often because of how reliable it is. They're pretty cool. They produce good graphics, good cooling solution on it, and I got quite excited about it coming, so it's just finally turned up. And what I'm going to do is just a bit of an unboxing to show you what you actually get for what was roughly around £400 for this card. So I'll open it up. Now, being the 5700 XT, this one in particular has got 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So hopefully I won't have to upgrade for a long time, and hopefully I'll see a big difference between the 1650 that I had. To be honest, I wasn't a big fan of Nvidia products in the first place. I found that I got a lot of washed out colours, and I particularly game on a TV because I'm into couch gaming more than anything. Whereas Radeons seem to give me good colouring on screens. So I just stick with the AMD. Big AMD fan anyway. So opening up the box, you get a bit of a card. I'm not sure what's actually that's for, but we'll open it up, see what they actually give you. And they don't give you a lot, to be honest. You get a little tiny pamphlet. I don't know what the point in that whole card is for. There's not a lot else in there. I'd expected to get a little bit more than that for the money, but I got a card that pretty much tells you how to push it into a computer and plug it in. That's pretty much it, really. So useful if you've never installed a graphics card before. And here is the card and its packing. And there's nothing else in the box, so that's all you get. It's a little bit disappointing, but again, I suppose I like them clean and simple and just to work, so why not? Open up this packet. I was specifically surprised by a lot of how big the cards were. I haven't really been into PC building for a long time. It's been a good 10-15 years since I really got into this game, and I've only recently been getting back into it. So the system that I have, I put the 1650 in it because it was just something quick at the time with the hope to upgrade, and here's that upgrade now. I actually like this. I think they're pretty cool. I do believe that this does light up here, the RGB on the logo. Not that I'm interested in it, but hopefully this will do me well. So that is the unboxing of the card. I'm going to install it in the system tonight, and we'll see how much better it is. I'm guessing it's going to be mentally better than what I've currently got, so I'm not going to be that disappointed, and I'll keep it for quite a while, to be honest, unless something really comes up that's much more powerful than this, maybe a 6000 series. If it come up cheap enough, I might think about upgrading, but until then, I think I'm going to be really happy with this. So I've taken my new graphics card, the Radeon RX 5700 XT, and I've installed it into my own personal machine. This is the machine that I use. I bought this case because I just really liked it, to be honest. There was a lot of things that you could do with it. It's a Thermaltake V21. It's quite a good modular system. Everything can be plugged off. You can have it any direction you want. I just like it. And I've fit my graphics card in, and I was just going to show you what it looked like on a motherboard and in a case. Obviously I fit mine in this case so it's flat down, so so yours would look slightly different if it was sideways, but this is generally what the card looks like when it's in the system. It wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be inside. It was actually quite interesting to fit it, because with the board being flat on this, there's no GPU sag at all, which is really good because it is quite heavy on the back end, although it was pretty straight. I've connected it all up to the cables and it runs absolutely beautiful. Compared to the GTX 1650 that I had before, this is blindingly faster. I'm really impressed with the card and it should last me a good while. So I'm running this card at the moment with an AIO called Ryzen 5 3600, 32 gigabytes of the 3200 megahertz RAM. I've got an M.2 SSD running the operating system, that's a 240 gig, and underneath I've got a terabyte Western Digital Blue to store games and things on. The case in general, there's not a lot of fans installed on this one yet. I am going to look at improving them. There's the big 200mm in the front, which came with the case, and obviously the AIO 120 that feeds air back out again. I am looking at doing an upgrade on the fan system for this, but I haven't decided yet on what I'm actually going to use. For the power supply for this, I've also got a 750 watt Cooler Master, fully modular, so I've managed to keep the cables down, which is why it looks so tidy. And I'm really impressed. If you've got the same graphics card as this, let me know in the comments if there's anything that I should look out for. But until then, I'm going to have some real good gaming times with it.